Masks to wear underneath your fencing mask. What are the options? Are they any good? Let's take a look at it. Hi guys, Ted Elsner, Sacramento Historical Fencing Academy. So a couple of weeks ago, we announced that, hey, we're going to start having classes again. But then the state of California, once again, because of the rise in COVID cases, has kind of cracked down on certain counties allowing indoor gatherings. Now, we had already planned to be meeting together in the park as a precaution, which was good because they basically said no indoor gatherings. One of the concerns we have is, what kind of measures do we need to put in place besides just social distancing to keep ourselves, our members, and our loved ones safe? And a big part of that is masks. Now, I'm not talking about your fencing mask, but rather facial coverings to, kind of slow the spread of the COVID-19 virus. There are a couple of options that are out there that people are considering. Now, there's all the usual ones, right? Like you can get the options, your usual kind of face mask coverings that you might wear when you go to the store, whatever, maybe a bandana, etc. But there are a couple of offerings that are being sold specifically towards people that are doing fencing and as an option, for wearing under your mask. And today I want to review a couple of those for you because we've purchased a couple and tested them out a little bit, and I can give you my thoughts on them. So the two main options that are available, there is one from, I believe it's Leon Paul, that fits into the mask itself and attaches to the grill. I have not yet been able to get a version of that, the one that attaches to the inside of the mesh. As soon as I can, I'll get that. But so the two that I'm going to be looking at today are the one that is being sold through Purple Heart and manufactured by SPES out of Poland. The other is the Absolute Fencing mask that's kind of marketed initially towards sport fencers, but that is available for HEMA people as well. So let's look at that one first, right? The first one that we want to look at is the AF mask. Now, this one goes for about $20, and it comes with additional inserts that can slide into the mask to help provide extra kind of breathing protection and safety. So I'm actually wearing it right at the moment already. It's right here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it up and put it on. Now, this particular mask, it's got a nice little piece of wire here in the bridge of the nose to kind of keep it more or less in place. Loops over the ears, goes completely around the neck. So that, we have kind of full coverage in what we're going to wear. I actually find this mask to be relatively comfortable to wear. The, kind of dual layer right over the mouth of kind of a specially designed fabric that's intended to stay cool does a fairly decent job of that. It doesn't feel like a really warm mask to wear. Now, I've got a big head. I'm wearing the large size, and you can see that, it's still maybe a little loose around the ears. The thing I have problems with on this one is that it slowly kind of rides down on my nose. I have a hard time keeping it in place over the bridge of my nose. It has a tendency to ride down over time. Aside from that little element, once I get it in place, it tends to ride to about the tip of my nose and then stop. It's a little annoying, but it's fine. There is a problem though, and that's putting my fencing mask on over the top of it. Right here, I have kind of your standard, kind of SPES overlay. And what I find is that when I slide it on, because it slides over my face and I end up rubbing my face against the inside of the bib, it pulls my mask down. So I actually would have to undo the back of the mask to make sure that it's lifted up fully so that I can slide it on and then reattach it, which frankly is kind of non-ideal, but the reality is it doesn't matter what mask I'm wearing. I'd have to do that for any facial covering because otherwise it's going to be pulled off the front of my face when I do this. There are, like I noted, inserts, little kind of, what are they technically, hexagonal, I think they are, diamond-shaped inserts to help spread or prevent the spread of the disease, in theory, breathing it in. The reality is, I find them, in my mask, when I wear it with this one, extremely uncomfortable. It pushes in weird places and makes it to the kind of thing where I wouldn't want to wear it, which I think that is one of the real keys we have to look at when wearing any kind of facial covering like this. Will I wear the thing? Right? If I won't, then it doesn't matter how good the mask is. If I just feel uncomfortable wearing it and I'm constantly doing one of these or one of these, kind of defeats the purpose, right? So any mask that we can feel comfortable actually leaving on is going to give us the largest amount of safety for ourselves, but especially for, protecting the people around us. Because the reality is, none of the masks, either of them that I'm reviewing today, are designed to protect you. They're designed to protect others from you, right? The virus can get through it if it was really thing, but I'm catching all those water droplets against my mouth so that they don't spread as easily. So anyway, this is the first option that I'm wearing right now, and that's the AF option. Like I said, goes for about $20 on AF's website. With then the inserts, you can buy an extra pack of the inserts for like $10. That get you, I think, like 5 or 6 of them. Honestly, I wouldn't bother with that. Just wash your mask on a fairly regular basis, certainly before practice, before using it. Make sure that it's nice and clean, and then go from there. The inserts, I'm not going to wear them. That makes them, frankly, useless at that point. Doesn't matter how good of a job they do if people don't wear them, right? It is. The other option that I have for you today is a little less expensive at $10, and that is going to be the one that SPES sells. You can buy it through Purple Heart Armory. Now, this is a basic, just 2 to 3 layer linen mask. It's got ties that, probably going to want to replace. They're kind of an elastic, but it's fairly thin. You have to tie them yourself that loop over the ears. Now, this mask, one, it doesn't fit quite as tight, right, regardless of how I wear it. It is a little, kind of basic, simple mask idea. It's linen. It is definitely hotter. I feel more of the air being caught in front of my face. And I've known from I've worn both of these out in public as a kind of a test drive. This one catches that air right in front of your face. You get sweatier. Like, it just is the reality. Whereas this one, I can feel that, like, I'm getting a little bit better airflow, even though, moisture is being caught by it. It breathes better. So, which one should you consider? Which one would you go with? I mean, budget is kind of an issue, right? $10 versus $20, one's twice the price. Personally, I like this one better. It's going to be the one that, starting next week when we have our classes going on in the park with lots of social distancing, that I intend to wear around my students and to protect them from any contagion that I might have gotten. This one, frankly, I use it in my car. If I'm going to the store, it's easy to throw it on if I've forgotten the other one as kind of a backup mask. And so I'm less of a fan of it. Other choices that are out there, there are a ton of them. You could wear any kind of basic cloth covering. It's up to you. But if you decided, hey, I want to buy one of these that's, marketed towards fencing, personally, I like this one better. Like I said, I am trying to get a hold of one of the ones that fits right inside the mesh so that it's not actually on the face itself, so we can test that as well. They weren't available at the time that I went to order them before. Maybe they are now when you're watching this video. Hopefully this has been useful to you guys. We need to stay safe during this time of kind of craziness. Sadly, whether you think it's a political thing or not, the reality is people are getting sick. I don't know if you know anyone. I know people that have contracted the disease. Luckily, no one's died yet, but it's getting out there. Also on that note, expect events to be canceled. We've canceled our tournament for this year. That would be in August. It's too late to get it started at this point anyway. I'm sure other events are going to see cancellation until next year. So let's stay safe. Let's keep each other safe. We work to keep ourselves safe with our own gear, but we have to control the power of our strikes against others. This is also just kind of hand in hand with that. It's providing safety where we can to the people around us, especially during our training. Because the last thing you want to do, is injure one of your training partners, because then they can't train with you. Well, the same thing holds true that if you're an asymptomatic carrier and you get them sick and they can't then train with you, that's one less person to train, right? So we have that responsibility to ourselves, to each other. Is what we need to do. But anyway, guys, maybe throw a comment down there if you agree with me about masks, disagree with me about masks. What is it? Maybe you have a favorite one that you know about, or you've gotten to try one of these and you have your own opinion. I'd love to hear them. Stay safe in your training, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.